Ready? All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Hey, roll call, please.
Mayor Caucus.
Here.
Mrs. Passio.
Here.
Mr. Ranieri.
Here.
Mr. Lozenstein.
Here.
Mr. Farrell.
Yeah, here.
Mrs. Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Shapiro.
Here.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Mr. Basor.
Here.
And Ms. Strelly.
Here.
We have excellent attendance. I have to comment.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Yes, you don't know, we go through the 10.
All right, public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act is given by the clerk in the following manner. One, it was posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on January 5th, 2023, and two, is emailed to the retrospect and carried post on January 5th, 2023. We'll go through new business first. Public hearing on ordinance 23-05, eliminating the expiration date for variances. There should be no comment on that. It's just the what we talked about if the planning board approves something. Ordinance 2306, allowing a third-party company for police outside employment. And ordinance 2307, changing the way a garage and accessory building size is determined. There was one other thing that was asked for. Is it on your agenda here? It is not. So one issue is that we've got to keep up with the times, and insufficient checks that are returned to the borough. Currently, our ordinance says $20, and we want to make it clear that it's not just insufficient funds, it's any check that is, or any payment that's returned. I think we're going to say 35. Does that sound typical?
Yep.
Does everyone know 35 is the magic number?
The fee of the bank is, yeah.
So, Dan, what we're looking at is just that, change that one line. It says $20 to 35, but we want to use not just insufficient funds. We want to say
Return check?
return of payments, because
And also not only personal checks, any check.
Any checks at all.
is that what it says currently? It says personal checks.
Yeah, clerk sent me the email on it, will be introduced in our July 11th meeting.
Not that we're getting a lot of problems with it, it just needs clarity. It's just someone questioned.
Clarity is good to go.
Okay. Municipal Alliance grant for mental health issues, is that something just to be signed tonight, or are we good on that?
Let's put the resolution on for the next meeting.
Okay.
That's that additional portion.
Okay.
Remember that we started that issue, I believe.
Slip lining contract, I think we're at a point where we're okay with that. The only thing I think we did put a caveat on the slip lining contract was to get an agreement from the property owner. We have to get that easement back. That's all. Legal, does legal need some help?
Excuse me?
The slip lining goes underneath someone's addition. We need to send a letter out to that person, or I will go to their house. So me and you can go there and get it.
We've done that before.
Before we do the work.
Just because we want to, if something happens, we want to be able to fix the pipe. Correct?
Yep.
Can you send him the address?
Send me the address, send me the
Is it two people or is
situation.
it one house?
Two houses.
There's two houses. So we just need them to agree that we can fix this pipe.
Foundation of one house, it's not under it, and the other house we actually are
Okay.
under it.
But it is under the one person's house, right? It's under his.
Under is their house, yes.
All right, change order on Manor Court and Bowers Avenue. I thought we're all done with that. It's been done.
Let it, we gotta get it for approval. It was a $10,000 decrease.
Okay.
We can do the resolution.
Um,
Did we do the resolution for it?
I thought that's what it was on for. Is this not a resolution?
We can do it tonight if you want it on for tonight.
It doesn't matter. It can be on next meeting.
Can we put on next meeting then? the
Yeah,
resolution?
that's why it's listed.
Okay. Discussion of bamboo ordinance. So bamboo is an issue in town. So everyone's aware, we were given an ordinance from our neighbor in Barrington. Basically, it states that you have to control it on your own property, correct?
Correct?
And I think we should introduce it because it's,
I didn't get to read it though.
if you, well, yeah, so what we'll do is do a first reading at the next meeting if we could. And then if there's any changes, obviously I'd like to hear that ahead of time, but I think that theirs was kind of vanilla. You know, you can have bamboo, but you can't let it go on someone else's
And
property.
it's gonna take 30 years to do that.
Yeah.
But
I thought we were trying to stop from having that because they're so evasive.
Well-
I'm sorry.
The only problem is you got people who have it now,
Yeah.
and
Well, I mean,
it's not a problem until it becomes a problem. So what we're trying to say is, you can have it, you just can't let it go off your property. So the way to do it is dig a trench, put a steel plate in, and, well, or take it out. But we've got people that it's actually attacking those things. I mean, I think banning is a lot harder. I think it's better for us to tell people to keep it.
That woman.
If we say banning, now we're running around town.
It's also a sustainable, it actually puts off 35% of the oxygen.
It's not
It
bad.
does that.
It's bad if it goes on someone's property. It doesn't
The
want
new
to.
ordinance
So
talks about
it-
off of property lines, how
it-
far you have to be with it.
Yeah, well, I don't know if
I
that
don't know if it
goes.
says that as much as you can't go,
You can't
you can
enforce
go,
it
if
the
you
other way.
put a plate.
Yeah, you have to put it, you have to
It's
put it
something
back.
that-
Okay, so Ms. Passio asked me to cook, can I say what I did?
Yeah, you can.
I normally won't tell everybody what I do.
Absolutely.
But I took my backhoe and went to Ms. Passio's house and took out 600 square feet of
Bamboo,
bamboo.
which I love,
With a back, with a back.
and I cry.
And I dug down, and I dug along the fence line, and I dug 3 feet down, and I pulled everything out, and then she paid for somebody to, almost $1,000 to get rid of it all. Plus, I was out there for 6 hours, 7 hours digging with a backhoe. So it's really, I wanted to do it because I wanted to see how bad it was, and it's tough.
But
Could
it
we have
took-
just dug a trench? Yes.
It took 30 years for it to grow like
Did
that.
you take pictures
Yeah, I did.
I was
But
never,
I'm not
of the
allowed,
roots?
I'm not allowed to show
she's
them.
not like so.
Why was it digging up? Why did you dig up?
Her
Because it
neighbor,
was going into my neighbor's,
and it wasn't right,
you
it was
know,
going in his
it was
property.
going into my neighbor's, it was growing. I mean, actually, you can take a lawnmower and cut it, and it cuts right down, just like anything else. And, you know,
It's the roots underneath the
it's,
building.
yeah, but it just keeps, you know, it's just like everything else. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but all my plants, my bushes, everything is just totally invaded with these vines. With some have thorns in them, they're wrapping themselves around. I feel like we
And she has a
got
big
the-
piece of property, so
Yeah.
it was just an overgrown wild area.
And it was really, it was cool, it was beautiful, it was the
Private,
cemetery.
Yeah. But it's tough, it's a
Yeah,
really tough.
and people love it, and it's been there, people have been putting it there for years. It's in the woods,
Yeah,
you know,
I think this
so.
is a good, it's a first step.
At least if we tell people that, you know, if you're gonna have it, or you wanna have it, to put some type, or they do have bamboo, you know, they do have bamboo that don't have those rhizomes. They have bamboo, that it just grows as bamboo and it just doesn't spread all over, so,
I was just wondering why you got it taken out of your yard.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm,
And made the mayor work on it.
Neighbor complaints.
well,
I'm
yeah,
always trying to make neighbors happy.
yeah.
Yes, you
That's our mayor,
You're a
Yeah.
wonderful mayor.
Oh, yeah.
he is.
New Jersey DOT application for Williams, Mitchell, and Sharrington, is that just a
Resolution.
resolution?
Resolution for.
I can do it the
DOT
DOT
application?
Yeah,
That's on the.
no, for the 11th.
If I could do my whole.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
She just doesn't say resolution.
Did you see it? Those are the streets you guys picked. And then Pro Champs, this is just discussion on Pro Champs. This is during after 2008, we had all the abandoned homes. We partnered up with the county. The county helped us register banks that weren't taking care of the properties. And they may be going out of business, is that what we're hearing?
They've ceased operations.
That's crazy.
Stop with it.
They're done. So,
But the only thing is we have a current ordinance, and obviously we want people to register their properties if
Right.
they're abandoned. But it's a little work on us. It's either the police department or code enforcement has to know, or even the clerk gets letters for foreclosures, and then we have to get these people to register. So we either have to do it in-house or find another third-party company.
But a foreclosure doesn't mean that it's abandoned.
It does not
does
necessarily.
not.
No.
No.
But what the banks were doing was they weren't even foreclosing. They would just let the property stay empty. And then they weren't maintaining them. They were zombies.
And how do we know to collect them, how much money Pro Champs has of ours right now?
That's a great question.
How do we know?
So there was a report that was given to us on a monthly basis that we would know. We'd have to do a little bit of research to see if because they would send us a report saying these are the houses that were registered, and then we would split the fee because they actually registered these people.
How many do we have now?
The number's really small now, right?
It is a low.
Much much
Bill, do you
different than what
remember
it
how many
was.
was on that last list?
Nah, not all the time.
Maybe 7?
I would say between 5 and 10.
Yeah. So it's not a big number, but it's a nice ordinance to have because you know,
Yeah.
it keeps,
The fact that you have a low number shows the effectiveness of the ordinance. In other words, it incentivizes these banks and these mortgage holders to flip and get rid of the property to an owner as quickly as possible. Because when they sit there and they get dilapidated, it has such a trickle-down effect on the rest of the neighborhood, and that's when really bad things happen that we saw 2008, 2009, et cetera. So I think, you know, part of it, we know that ProChamp shut down.
so you think we can handle 5 or 6 ourselves maybe?
Potentially, however, we all are fans of shared services, because remember, ProChamps is not a company that we directly hired. It was the result of a shared service with the Camden County Improvement Authority. So we just received notice a few days ago, and I think what we should do, and I'll put this on myself, is sort of figure out, because I'm doing this for obviously multiple towns, reach out to the CCIA saying that, hey, look, is the intention to substitute ProChamps, or is the intention to pass it down to the communities themselves? But I do think it is a worthwhile investment in your community, because I remember, you know, when I was first coming around, that was the #1 issue, if anybody goes back 2011, 2012 range, abandoned and dilapidated properties. #1, 1 through 10, that we would hear, and makes sense.
Harry, how many houses are you cutting?
5 to 6.
You are.
From when I started, we were doing that.
That's still more than, how many?
70.
70 when he started.
It was 7. We actually hired a third-party contractor
Yep.
because we were so backed up on cutting houses.
At one point, we had like 8 houses that were there.
Yeah.
But we still have the ordinance and we still have the
Yeah.
enforcement, we just no longer will have ProChamps as part of the shared services agreement, but it's a little up in the air as to what will happen with the shared services agreement.
We're going to keep it on our radar screen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
You are welcome, Mr. Lowenstein.
You know, I was going to keep the meeting pretty simple. I would ask if you didn't have any, if you want to keep your reports for the council meeting. I think that was nice doing the reports, but unless there's something that we need to discuss tonight,
That would be me.
that would be, okay. Richie does have to leave at 6:30. Okay.
Yeah.
So Rich has to leave at 6:30, and he wanted to get this done for this evening. So you want to go over it, Mr. Sabiro?
Yeah, this is for the VFW, we've been talking about this
Yeah.
3 years.
and for 3 years, and that's something we wanted to get done, and pandemic happened and things like that, but Harry has never let it fall through the cracks, he's always talking about it. VFW, the swing sets are old, rusty, they need to get home, so we got the first $25,000 for that, and it looks like we're going to get another $25,000, so that's 50 towards it. And the proposal
From the recreation grant from
Right.
the county.
Right, so we decided to keep it the same, ages 2 to 5. It'll be a swing set with a couple swings. And I think the proposal is from Burke.
Yes.
And it's going to cost roughly around $58,000. So we just got it installed, right? And we're rubber mulch. And here's a picture of it I gave to everybody. We can change the color and make it red, white, and blue if we like. We figured the VFW, that would be a nice touch to it. And now, you can see, this is a possibility within the near future, so that's what we're trying.
Richard, a number like that, do you know what the warranty is on that?
The warranty
Right here.
is here, but,
You have to read it.
yeah, what is it?
100-year limited warranty on aluminum, steel, upright posts, including intensities,
Everything.
synergy, yeah.
I see.
Yes.
Well, as long as the swings don't break, you don't do it. That's the stuff.
Yeah, 25-year for the spring assembly and aluminum, cast animals. Ooh, there's animals?
It's detailed, it does show 5 years on moving parts.
Okay, that's,
Yeah.
Not
It
bad.
just
that was the
goes-
issue. Once
it
they got
goes
over
from
20 years, you
100
couldn't get the parts.
5 years.
Yeah.
So why don't we put this on for a resolution for next for the council meeting, as long as the funds, I mean, there's a couple other questions. The only thing I want to say is I think we should reach out to the VFW because it is their playground. I'd like to see them have a little skin in the game, maybe. Years ago, I made a sign for them. It's the VFW playground, so maybe a bench or, work with them. I think Harry we talked about, because the fencing wasn't included. So maybe we can work to get the fence cleaned up, some trees or bushes, stuff like that to protect it, and we'll work with them. It is borough property. So if everyone recalls, this took 5 years to get this land from Sports Outlet or Depot? Sports Depot. Okay, so we'll put that on. I mean, the only thing is the number might change slightly because I'm seeing two different numbers. I'm seeing 57 and I'm seeing +6. So we need to decide. I think the rubber mulch is a great idea.
I mean, nowadays, that's just.
Yeah.
Last month,
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
that's it.
Okay. We'll go around. Did you want to report what's going on? And then
Yes. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Okay, so 4th of July, 9:30 a.m. in the morning, we will have our bike parade and contest, and that will be at the Harry Williams, rain or shine, inside. And also 10 o'clock, the baby parade will start, 5 years and younger, and Runnemede residents only. And we'll have most patriotic, comical, best impersonation, fancy dress, most original, and youngest baby. And they will be getting gift cards. In the parade, we'll have our best floats, which there'll be a $100 gift card, $50 gift card, $25 gift card. That's for the main parade. Ice cream will be given to the kids after the parade, the baby and the baby contest and the bike contest at the Harry Williams. At the courtesy of Mayor and Council, after the parade at the VFW, hot dogs and refreshments will be given out. Richie, if you could reach out to the RY and girls softball, ask them to walk in the parade or have a float.
All right.
Okay,
On
just
the
tell them.
RY, I'll reach out. Usually, I know the girls will do it. I just gotta let them know.
Yeah, okay.
Girls always do it.
Okay.
Boys, the RY sometimes it's just hard.
Okay.
I'll mention it.
All right, and Eleanor, hi. We want our fire apparatuses there and reach out to anybody else in all the other towns. Okay, got it? Good, thank you. Thank you, Pat. Harry, I will reach out to you, talk to you about what we'll need, our table, our canopy, all that stuff. And let me think, okay, so Barrington, we will, 1,500, and I'll reach out to them tomorrow.
It's already on the budget. They just have to send us a bill.
Okay, so, send the bill.
How did you know when it is so I can put it up?
Yes, I'm sorry, I have it here. It said July 3rd, Monday, July 3rd, 6 p.m. is their parade, and then at sundown, it's usually around 9 o'clock is the fireworks. So it is the 3rd of July in Barrington. Everything else? Is there anything else? I think I've covered everything. We have a great amount of string bands, so we're going to have a lot of music going on. Triton Band is coming, St. Teresa's. We have a lot of walkers. We have, I just didn't hear from Bob Hegeman, and they are here. They're with us every year. I reached out to them, so I haven't heard. Yeah, okay, so I got everything from Dan.
And you were going to tell all the members of council that they wear suits?
Yeah, you have to wear white pants, blue shirt, blue
Dark blue jacket.
4th
of July.
Oh, you know what, I can't be there. I forgot.
White
I had
pants,
something
white
that-
pants, navy blue jackets, red shoes.
I'll wear red shoes.
All
Done that before.
right,
I'll wear red shoes with white shorts and a white
I
t-shirt.
knew you would.
I would not wear a suit.
And we all have to walk.
I don't mind walking.
Eleanor can drive.
You can drive,
She wants.
yeah, you wanna drive.
Oh, she's a walker. You're a walker.
Depends on the heat, probably.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Oh, fingers crossed like this.
Okay.
Okay, so everything's
Okay.
all right.
John?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Finance Department.
Not necessarily a report, just if you wanted something to discuss. Like, I want her to make sure, because with the clients.
No, I can say the report.
Yeah.
Say the report, but if you had something we needed to discuss.
Well, we did get our bond anticipation note last week.
Save your report.
I'll save the report.
But I mean, if you had something to bring up, like which one is the vote on this, okay. Did you have something?
Okay, the last council meeting, we passed the no idling ordinance, and this is a pledge that everybody has to sign, and towns and municipalities have to sign that. Mayor, if you could sign and print your name and fill in that. I don't know if you want to do it tonight or do it later, and then.
I'm here.
No,
Yeah,
Anything else, Ellen?
that's it from the green team. We're looking at solar, but that's a lot of research.
Well, we did have a meeting this evening. The green team's not here. And it was just a brief meeting. Here, she can talk about it.
Sure.
I'll tell you what we met about. Shelley was, she brought some finance rules so that they understood if we're going to go in this solar direction, so that we make sure we get qualified vendors that are able to follow through, that the processes that may have to go through the buildings, the engineering, the permitting, all that goes through. I think Kathy and Dave, they wanted to hear that. We also made it very clear that any of the members of the green team, because they're not making the decision, council's going to make the decision. There's no ethical violations if a member of the green team is involved in this process, because it's a bid process, it's an open bid, and then council picks who the lowest bidder is, if council wants to do this, and things like that. So as long as none of us are selling to ourselves, it's not an issue. So, correct? Did you say something to that? Yeah. Did you, what was your question?
Location.
Location, well, any of the municipal buildings, but specifically the Harry Williams building, because we put that new roof on. The idea was to do it, but there was some questions on the roof to make sure that it's okay. But I think we had some preliminary information that it was okay. But we want to verify whatever they're putting on is signed off by someone. And then that was about it. And that's where Dan is getting his notes from. He's got the 300 pages to the contract. Okay, is that it? Okay, you're good? Good. Did you have them? Okay. So we're going to go to the professionals. We're going to start off with Shelley. Did you want to add anything tonight? Okay. You want to go?
I'll hold off till next meeting, however, just to update everybody.
Well, tell us about voting. If there's anything we have to, these are all going to be resolutions for next meeting.
The only thing, we're supposed to have a bid opening tomorrow for the sewer site extension project. However, DEP is making us do another addendum because they didn't like the way we had in our contracts to do trench restoration of the asphalt. Contractor complained to them, bent their ear a little bit, and they concurred that we need to revise our contract documents. So we changed the bid date now to July 25th through an addendum yesterday. We're working on addendum 4, which will take care of these trench restorations. That should be issued next week, and then we'll be taking bids on July 25th. And hopefully we'll award it on December.
So let people know this. Obviously, the people I've talked to, I said, until we award the contract, I'm not going to send a letter out. But it's, in my opinion, I think it's good news that we're getting all these people who are interested in doing work. The bad news is they're playing these games with asking all these questions, and we have to follow the rules. What are all those in there for?
That is for the First Avenue CDBG project.
Okay.
We're ready to go to construction now. We have contracts, and we'll set up the pre-combination.
So we'll sign this tonight? Okay, sounds good. Chief, did you have anything tonight?
This week, we're halfway, tomorrow will be the halfway point of our junior police academy. I sent you guys an email inviting you to our graduation. It'll look like a regular adult police graduation. Again, like last year, in the back gym, vault, 6 p.m. We'll have chairs set up so the council can sit on the floor with the officers.
What's the date there?
Friday.
Friday,
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Kick off a little after.
Okay, thank you. Harry, did you want to go over anything else?
Just a reminder to everybody from Joyce, since you didn't bring it up yet, July 5th is trash collection. There'll be no trash collection on the 4th.
Oh, really?
Okay, and then, was there anything else? Okay. Who did I miss? Dan, did you want to report anything?
Other than what we've discussed, there's nothing for public discussion at this time, but we had a lengthy conversation this morning, which tells you there is some things going on, but council will be updated at the appropriate time.
Okay, thank you. All right, this portion of the meeting then is going to be open to the public. Anyone from the public, please come to the microphone, state your name and address. Come on up. You don't have to say your address. No, they changed the law on us. It's name and town of origin.
Original
No, where you're at
Doesn't
now.
matter, wherever you want.
My name's John Falco. I live in Runnemede down Orchard Avenue.
Okay.
I contacted PSC in reference to the dead end I live on. There is a telephone pole that is next to the
Pump station?
It's very dark back there.
Yeah.
All of the work that was done on the trails back there, crossing the stream, chief noticed this, the vehicles being tampered with and whatnot. It's extremely dark back there. I contacted PSC about a light post up there. Normally they go every other post. It feels as long as that other end of my property line. So they told me to contact you guys to see if you could put in a request.
So there's a pole there now with no light on it.
That's correct.
So Chief, if you think I think the way we've done in the past is if the police department feels that it's a positive, council usually votes on it, because just so you know, we pay for every light. So they send us a bill. So the reason they say come to us is we've taken lights away, we put lights in, and as long as usually it's a public safety issue, if the chief says it's necessary, then we typically agree and we'll put it in. Well, nobody,
It's dark.
it's dark down there.
That's the woods, I get it, but the increase in foot traffic has gone up quite a bit because of those crossings to that, and, like I said,
Do you live on the side that backs into the woods area?
Yes.
Did you take some of those trees down, or was that the neighbor across the street? Because we gave someone permission to take some
You gave
trees
me
down.
permission?
That was you,
I have not
okay.
gotten to it yet.
What are you doing?
That's your-
Well, Eleanor, normally, she,
I'm waiting for the protractor to get over 20% so I can start taking the.
oh, they're, yeah, because you understand, we don't really go back behind people's property, and as long as you feel comfortable, I mean, those are big tulip trees, right, and things like that. So you're on that,
On the last property.
you're the last property, yeah. I mean, as long as he thinks it's okay.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
Good, 100%.
Okay, so then we just need the poll number, and we can put it on the agenda.
There is a partial, but there is not a complete one. Because the pieces were lost at some point.
We have to, the partial should give us what we need to go to PSC.
The Nelson Street Company that you did have come through.
Yeah.
Made it clear around that pole, so it's much more accessible, but still.
If you could send the clerk whatever you have, Joyce, and then we'll, because she's our contact person with PSE&G, we can start the process.
Or
Should we
we
give
can
a
do
number
it
to
some.
the next nearest pole?
I have the
Yeah.
next.
Yeah, I would include that.
That's what we can do.
I mean, streetlights are a positive,
No, yeah.
but they do cost us.
We had someone request a light down in Houston at the start of the pandemic. It took a long time. This shouldn't be that long.
Yeah, I mean, they came out to address some wiring in my house, and they're very good guys.
Okay.
I hate to be the one that always has to say this, but we're gonna do everything we can, but PSE&G can always tell us no, despite telling you to come here to ask us, then we in turn will ask them, and then they may say no, but we will do everything we
As
can.
long as you guys work on it, yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Ron.
Anyone else? Seeing no one else, would someone like to make a motion to close the public portion?
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Ms. Passio, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, payment of bills, would someone like to make a motion to pay the monthly bills?
I'll second that
Motion by
motion.
Mr. Lobenstein, second by Mrs. Passio, roll call, please.
Mrs. Passio,
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly. Yes. And Mr. Shapiro.
Yes.
All right, is there anything else from anyone? All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Shapiro. All in favor?
Second best meeting we've had
We're
all year
adjourned at
behind the one back.
6:29.